How important is it to get that environment right with regards to touchline behaviours and things like that?
To get the environment right is massive. I think I'll start off with saying, and it's true, that the vast majority of clubs have got a great environment. They've got great discipline. They're very well run. Show a huge amount of control on game day. The kids, very well coached, the kids, and very well run. You know, the whole club has got some great infrastructures to it, and that is the vast amount of clubs. The reality is, though, you go to some, and not many, but some's too many, that you go to some clubs and the environment's not as it should be. It's too challenging, it's too intense, it's almost abusive, and what some people think is support is actually just negative feedback. It just borders on being abusive. So I think this is massive, and the aim for everybody in the community game is to get more kids playing it. Surely the aim for all amateur clubs and all community clubs is to A, to get kids to play the game, and then B, to make them enjoy it. You know, I suppose win is somewhere there on the list. To win a game, yeah, of course we want to win, and people will tell you that kids who enjoy playing sport will become better players and then end up winning the games themselves anyway. So yeah, this is big, and it's something we're really excited about. I think the big point here is it's almost an education. I think there's two things going on. I think and the reality is this, that some sidelines are abusive and they get it wrong, whether that be from the coaches, the mums and dads, or just general supporters, whether that be going to an open age game or right down to watching under-9s play. And they get it wrong, but I would say that's in the minority, but it goes on, it needs addressing. But I think the big point is lack of education. I think lack of understanding of what mums, dads and coaches think is support. And I'll tell you, amateur coaches will probably tell you this better than I can, but kids need to enjoy something to keep coming back. And I do coaching clinics. I've done a load since I've been the Rhinos head coach, and one of the consistent messages that I get both from coaches and that I give to coaches is that if kids enjoy it, they'll come back. If you're one of those coaches that talk about, well, you never get the numbers at training, you pretty much got to look at yourself, because you're either not making it fun or you're not a nice bloke to be around. And you know, there are some unfortunate examples where game day for some kids is just not fun. It's just, I don't know where the coaches think they get fun from, and the intensity of the battle and the contest against their opposition, it only works for some kids, and some other kids biologically are 2 or 3 years below somebody else that they're playing against. It just at times can be really tough for a kid on game day. I'd like to be able to see the clubs themselves take action actually there and then, not convene for a meeting afterwards, but go up to the parent or the group of people or the coach and say, listen, you're swearing too much, you're shouting too loud, you're shouting at the referee. Don't forget about the players, we talk about referees as well. You know, a raft of games on a weekend wouldn't take place if some young 14, 15, 16-year-old kids wouldn't put their hand up to referee games. So there's a duty of care by the clubs themselves. So first off, we talk about disciplining players and getting players to be as disciplined as they can be, and we always will do that. But then we move on to parents and coaches, and we're trying to educate parents and coaches that, do you know what, shouting at the top of your voice about how disappointed you are, guess what, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I can tell you that as a professional, it does not work. It may make you feel good for a period of time, it doesn't work. And certainly mums and dads, I'd like to have a chat with the worst offenders, and it's normally dads who are trying to vent their frustration, I don't know whether it be a failed playing career of themselves or wherever it may be, through the kids, and it's really sad to see that. But I think the real one is the chairman of the club, is the administrators, the board of directors at the clubs, to get on top of it rather than turning a blind eye. And all the amateur coaches have heard me say this a million times, but if you watch a group of ill-disciplined players, you can make a judgment about those. You come back a few weeks later, if those ill-disciplined players are still conducting themselves how they are, you're therefore going to make a judgment about the coach. If you came back a year later and that same team with the same players and the same coach has still got that level of ill-discipline, you can only make a judgment about the club. And I think a lot of the responsibility, while we aim a lot of this education at players and mums and dads and coaches, I think the responsibility falls on the clubs themselves to get on top of this. Why are we doing it? Because we want more kids playing the game, and we want our sport to be the best, most played sport in the country, and this is a surefire way of doing that.